been on the Sven grind, it looks like. You know, trying to make this hero feel good, look good. Seems to really enjoy the hero if he's grinding out in this pub, so I'm looking forward to it. I want Sven to be good. He's a bit of a carry. He likes to stack, he farms him up. He doesn't like when the support gets bullied that hard, though. Man, one toss, there goes 60% of your HP.
Hey, no joke. He needed a Jade Mel Maposhka, although that would have been bad. One thing that I just wanted to highlight as we get ready and look around all of these lanes is how important this series is, in particular for Bet Boom. You know, this team, they did so well at the major, and now they're set up to potentially get a direct invite to TI if things go well. But if they lose this series, it's over. They're going to be stuck below the threshold of points, so they have to win this series if they want to get a shot at that direct invite. And we all know how, absolutely insane these Eastern Europe, regional qualifiers are. Any team can beat anybody, so not having to play those is, pivotal.
Yeah, get me out of that qualifier. I will be trying as hard as I can, obviously, to avoid all that altogether. Best of luck, and that means that this is probably one of their best foot forward here with this draft.
True.
And one of the strategies I would think they would feel very confident in. I have to say, it still looks rather risky to me. See if they can get that needed aggression going here off the back of Larl's puck. Nice one.
Laurel taking a big chunk of damage there from Toronto Tokyo, and does have a wave that's coming in towards him. 9-0 so far versus 11-3, and Puck will clean up these last couple last. So the denies a little annoying, but still he's very, very even with the Void Spirit. Just a slight lead in XP for Toronto Tokyo there.
Mira taking the opportunity to get a courier kill there, while Seneko and Dahak try and harass collapse back. So that's going to cut off the Tango supply to Seneko and send the Bracer back for a little bit for Dahak. We'll get delivered safely now, though.
And at least in the early going, what we've seen sometimes in these Eastern European matches is a sort of slightly passive laning stage, maybe with a couple solo kills here and there, but you got to imagine that when nighttime comes around, the Hawk's going to be trying to bully this lane to the best of his ability on this NS. So annoying. Chase is continuing there. Maposhka just getting pulled all the way around this lane by Force Major.
I think there's a lot of pressure on the first nighttime because he's in a lane with a max. So you have a hero that should be able to enable that for kills right away. I do not want to be waiting and have a farming night. I want to be bullying Collapse out of here, pushing and pressuring. And I especially want to be getting those kills early because I want it before the supports are level 6. Because once you start diving in second nighttime, and you're gonna have potential for a Winner's Curse and a Phoenix coming through with Fire Spirits and an Egg, it can make it very difficult to dive for those kills without risking a potential or something. So to me, 5 minutes is clutch here.
Yeah, and what level Dahak gets at that point? Right now, level 3.5, saving a point right now if he wants to go Crippling Spear. And is he in trouble? Tokyo, no, get there.
He got caught in an Aether out of his face. Pretty painful amount of damage. Oh, wait, he took that last hit. Mirror, he's coming. Yeah. Oh, wait, have a top two?
No, down bottom there, Vital. Yeah. Force Major gets the water rune denied, so yeah, both mids being denied a rune.
That's great. That's quality stuff right there.
Very well done with these rotations. Won't shut anything down. 30 seconds now until we get nighttime, and does about to get level 4. They do anything. DOT, Fairy Fire. Oh, he got the last round. That was really well played. Mira gets that kill. A couple more shots coming up from the tower, but it won't be enough. That last little round there of the Fire Spirits did him in.
Toronto is giving him no chance on these spaceships either. It's just so quick that he reacts with the Remnant, because I'm sure he's thinking I can get away with that. I can spaceship this and then move before he can Remnant me, but now he's close. Under attack. That's been a pretty big bane of his existence in this far. The worst part was that Toronto Tokyo was the one who was actually lower near the start of that and didn't have his raindrops delivered quite yet. So if anything, we're seeing some Radiant.
that top now. Good chunk of damage, cold and braze for the Yatoro, keeping him fine, but a toss back onto Notice. And we'll have Malefist back up in a couple of seconds, trying to run out of there with the phase boots, and looks like he will be able to escape. Meanwhile, underneath the tower, Mira doing a ton of damage to Seneko there, but it's not going to be enough. Feeling very bold after getting some levels out of that mid kill, and ends up being punished.
Yeah, Seneco's salving and claritying, and like, yeah, we gotta go. Like, this is what we need, right? They do it. Plan.
Seneko does not have mana for disposal. Gets the enchanted Mango. Couple more punches. Last still living. Mango's himself. And now the axes. It won't be enough to kill off Seneko. And Mira. All right, he comes back. Mira just wants to die. Or rather, Seneko does.
Raindrops do some work down there, reducing that damage, but eventually able to curate through themselves. Very well done. This is exactly what you need right now. If you're hoping for bedroom, this kind of how you're looking for. I mean, sure, too, but nice off boosting off your hero that you can't afford to do poorly in the lane, especially if it's position 1.
Oh, and already off to a good start. At level 6, saving that point in case they want to get something around the next nighttime. But at least for now, or rather once it comes day again, for now there's some pretty good pressure up top as well. You can see this catapult wave coming in and already having some pretty substantial damage from Notice in that catapult. The chase? Do they go for any more? Doesn't look like. I thought maybe that Seneko is going to go for Mira there, but they're heading towards collapse instead. Rebound in. And immediately going in with the Sunray, and the Hawk's got to run. There.
I don't know if he tossed that more on purpose, that was kind of clutch. Because it stopped the slow and let them get away. I'm just saying it on purpose. Flower with the rotation, though. And with your counter rotation, though.
They're all here. Looking for it. Jump in. Good silence afterwards. That stops the follow-up damage. Gets the Resonant Pulse finally. Mira still down low. Seneko burning. Mira gets away again. And one more Spirit almost connected there onto Hawk. Instead, they're going to chase and kill Mira. Well played. That boom. Coming out hot.
Even with the instant response from the Void Spirit, too. Alright, probably because the ward was in between tier 1 and tier 2 tower. I'm not sure where it was, but still not enough to go for the save. So, once again, Dahak, just where he needs to be. He needs to get some breach in here, though, because they're still lingering.
Careful. Toronto, Tokyo. Yeah, they're playing around this well, though. I think he spotted them through those trees that were torn down. So good heads up play there by the Hawk to get out.
They go for the sacrifice here.
Close.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Doesn't have that much mana
like
in there.
Radiant
Saves himself for the
closed
rebound, so they get out of there.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Feel it up, but at least you've relieved this tower of its defenders. Ranger is still feeling calm enough to run in here, though.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
South up. Hawk back in. Pops ulti. Black hole afterwards onto both of them. Needs to bring down one at the start. They have the silence. Circling here, and with no level 6 on Phoenix. Means this is going to be full duration. Seneko in trouble, will die. But the Hawk ready to run down a couple more afterwards. Goes from a post, got no mana on the Wyvern. And the toss back. Another finish.
Amazing. That was the best first black hole I've ever seen. He blinked from the other side of the map. You see that? Right the secure line. And he's a black hole. He found the wormhole.
That's amazing.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen it work that well, where you just literally TP directly next to 2 heroes to get a black hole 9 minutes into a game, but you will take that as noticed. Having already taken the top tower, sort of done his job, and then to find a black hole on 2 before 10 minutes. Kind of the perfect start to an Enigma game right now.
Yeah, everything that they could want. I mean, the only thing that, could potentially be going better is, like, Puck is maybe a little bit behind the Void Spirit. Laurel, struggling to sort of snowball in, but, I mean, he's still getting good farm. It's not like it's bad.
Dyer's middle tower is under attack.
And that ward directly on it. He didn't care.
Notice down low. Do they have enough damage to bring him down low? Notice continuing to run out of there. Avatar auto damage. Bring down Toronto Tokyo, they do lose the Enigma for it.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
I thought there was no way out of that clone brace to have enough chase to disable him. But he just got like Malefice and then into Avalanche. He had a window, but he didn't pop it.
Well, Collapse in the meantime did manage to take that bottom tower. And with the Helm of the Dominator done, his game is certainly looking a little bit better than it was earlier. But we'll have to see if he can translate that into more victories across the map. Because right now, things looking pretty good for Bethlehem despite the very close net worth between the two teams.
Yeah, and now looks like they're praying for a smoke in the mid lane here with both supports being... At least they were kind of... there, but no, they're just going to force him to collapse.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
The tower will fall, and when you have two supports like this, just in position, plus it's daytime. Oh, actually, he's ulti in 1 second, so there isn't time to fight. They are so implanted here, though. I do not think you really want to go into this. This is terrifying.
Another thing, they just got a Midas on Night Stalker, and he is running in. Ready to battle, potentially. And, okay, they keep their tower alive. Had a little bit of a feint there. I don't know if they actually were ready to fight or not. Black Hole is still on cooldown. But the Hawkpop ulti is going to be nighttime again. Relatively close to this, I would imagine, when the Dark Ascension wears off.
I feel like that was great for Team Spirit, because now I think you just go back. Okay. Like, they didn't spend anything. The supports are still lingering around. The tower is weak. Like, you can just clear this way, bottom is collapsed, and if you don't die to a rotation from Block +1,
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
You could just go mid again, because there will not be a Dark Ascension, and you have 3 minutes.
Carl, getting punched, has the roar. Mako moves on in, and then the coil. That was so well played. First to there, though, for the turn. They already lose one, and now going to lose another. Laurel's going to go down. Credited with it. Oh, Team Spirit, they found a moment.
Well, I mean, he still took the fate. He just, he ate you after, right? That's fair.
That's true.
Damn, dude. Dead tier 2 tower. 12 minutes.
Yeah, that's a pretty big punish on a Midas Night Stalker. Understandable, again, in his role that he wants to go for this. Likewise, going for the shard as well. Right here, the Beast Master, he has the helm build, but he doesn't do much right now.
Yeah, given the tip afterwards. I wonder if that's what you saw the Midas.
Showing up? You coming to this fight or what, huh?
I mean, like you said, the sort of momentum that Team Spirit can play with if they get it in, they take a mile, definitely. Doing that, going into the Vlad's next. It's going to be some scary time, and Red will need to make space, I guess, at this point.
You know, one of the worst feelings is when you're playing a Marcy tiny support duo and your team can't like force the fight. It's like daytime, you don't want to, your Night Stalker doesn't want to fight. Or when you do force a fight, it's kind of in an unfavorable circumstance, just like down bottom. That's a bad feeling. They don't really have the best way for support duo either, so they're kind of just forced to wait.
Yeah. Dark Ascension is about to be backed up. They might pop it now. So that way they'll have enough time to get ready around the Scotty room. And Tokyo jumps in, finds the roar afterwards. The Hawk right at the start. They try and turn it, but look at this. The winner's turns out again on top of the egg. The Hawk is done. And Seneko likely to fall afterwards. They get a coil on the Toronto Tokyo. They do a black hole, dropping everything. He gets a steel cold embrace. Will not be enough to keep him alive. They claim 2 and exchange buyback Seneko. They really want to fight this, though. Yabro doing a lot of defense. Seneko moves on in. Maybe a chance. They have to dispose, and they'll get him. Good buyback from Seneko. Can they find any more afterwards? They've got Avatar. Major looking for the range, but it's not quite there.
Not quite sure what happened there. So, I mean, Laro's got the damage with the help of the Witchblade, thankfully, to get through with those kills, as well as that Spirit Vessel doing a lot of work. That's going to be a wild break in sort of a discount with that Yadro. Not really a hero you like typically think of. Vessel would be great versus, but
and Force Major gets punished. Team Spirit come back in numbers. Just 4 heroes to mid lane. They will not give up that tier 1 tower mid. TI champs come into play in this best of 3.
It's out right now.
Yeah.
He's just like, yeah, I'll farm these ancients. This is the difference between me and Sven.
Right.
He gave up.
Oh, God. Dude, that is
Like, I'll
that's
just
annoying.
eat another one. I'm out of here. We're gonna kill a hero or something. I'm gonna go. Can I handle this camp? Nah, this one's pretty tough too.
Really going Toronto Tokyo either. I mean, you can see why he went to Midas. Like, he's not going to keep up and farm otherwise. There's no way. Toronto Tokyo wisely backing away, realizing they could be coming this direction.
Wyvern played. Easy D wards.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
2 winners curses now that Wyvern is like
Radiant's
a big
middle
part of
tower
the
has
either kill or
fallen.
almost kill on.
Yeah, that's oh well.
Takes a lot, but they still Marcy.
Too many allies around to really handle them. Yeah, I mean that's part of like going Witchblade first and going Midas and everything up Stalker. Like they don't really have any sort of mobility to catch the Wyvern yet.
Dyer's
So
top
most guys
tower is
kind of still
under
have the free
attack.
game. Not even no can farm because like you get like a dead lane or something. You have the coil snapped on Yatoro. Very speedy though.
This will be enough to bring him down. 2 times now. A little bit overextension by Yatoro. And in the meantime, they do kill Force Major, but you will take that Sven kill over the Tiny every day of the week, and maybe can they find any more? Mir does have ulti. And Idolon nearby. Ooh, that might have gotten him killed. I think Mira could have egged, but they will not go for it anyways, so.
That was close. Yeah, because like if he eggs and then there's a curse on top of that from Rosika who was nearby, a little bit worrisome. Probably just don't want to throw it because they want you to like defend the towers, make sure they have a good fight with Yatoro there as well. Uncharacteristic deaths, I would say, this game from Toronto Tokyo and Yatoro. They tend to not really like when they're in a leading position. I would say it's not very regular to see them die. I feel like they tend to like play those fights really well. They don't generally get picked off. Maybe a bit of Greek overall. You know, you got a Force Major trying to, as we said, farm said Blink Dagger, but there's just no space to do it.
That will be an easy stop every time. He's just far out like that. Now, of course, we talked about it earlier, but this collapse fully invested in the Helm of the Overlord is going to be pretty annoying when he just gets eaten by the Night Stalker and has the Blink Dagger done. So Hawk can definitely just go with Priest and then be ready for the rest of the fight. Although, look at this. Going right on into the Roche. And that's boom. It feels like they have an understanding that this is going on.
But, yeah, they got
Stalker. Got the Blink ready. Moving in,
Black
ready to
Hole,
go.
too.
They got to be careful. They got the Blink. Finds them, ready to go. Round 2. Do they have enough? Notice has to get on in there. Load it back. Super low. On the other side of it, the Stones have a on the way. Did I get it? Oh my God. Aegis down on the ground. And it's takes the Aegis. Goes down on the ground for so long. And now Yatoro in more trouble. Well, it does look like he's going to be able to get out of there. There's no extra follow-up afterwards from the Hawk. Wait a minute. Toronto. Oh, he couldn't get it quick enough.
Damn, silence. Yeah. What, Hunter? That was such a strange fight from Notice. He was waiting for, like, the Omega Black Hole.
Dyer's
I don't even know
middle
what...
tower is under
'cause
attack.
from our point of view, we can obviously see the pair, and it's like, oh my god, perfect. He's got the Wyvern. There's nothing to stop this Black Hole, and I'm just, like, waiting. And he's like,
Yeah.
not yet. And hey, it was fine. It worked out. He had the like ultimate potential thing. They had to continue to play around it and think through a lot of that. Like that's partially why the curse is probably still there, right?
Yeah.
Between that pressure and the thought of the black hole. So, hey, you know, Force Major, what a toss, by the way. Spinning in there, grabbing that. Toronto Tokyo comes in, somehow still can't pick up the Aegis either. That was total chaos in the pit.
And again, a big moment where that boom, they sort of catch a team spirit that weren't quite ready for him. Didn't have somebody out to break the fence like the time. They got him pulled out. And, well, they will find Notice here. So Yatoro, a little bit of retribution. But you do bring up a good point also. There's a lot of things that kind of need to be worried about with this black hole. The roar, you know, you've got the even egg to some extent is kind of annoying. The Hawk has ulti, jumps in, finds one. Toronto in trouble, roar there, but the silence persists. Sneeko gets that dispose off at the last second.
What is going on with Toronto? He's playing like Wyvern's right there. Like, I don't know if he's just like just pretending. But, I don't know. My kid's have a pretty good imagination. Apparently, so does John Tokyo.
And it's fair. It's been a rough one. And I mean, again, he kind of has to be that one to go in first, but it's just been a little bit, you know, maybe he wasn't anticipating the rest of that move there, but regardless, he gets punished heavily. 5 deaths on him already.
It reminds me of like some of the core players who are more well known for that style of just like, I don't care if I die, I'm making space for the other. I feel like that's right. What he's playing this game. And I think he knows that. But it does look kind of comical. But hey, all that's happening, Yato's firing 4 waves, the collapse, so yeah, it's happening.
Getting towards that Aghanim Scepter, which will also be a big win for him. Force Major has the Blink Dagger done now. The Aegis has allowed him to farm the pin on the mission. But less than 1,000 gold separating these two teams. And it doesn't feel like there's going to be a runaway of either team right now. I
have a genius idea, okay, for this.
Hit me up.
Guys, don't tell anyone. This is my secret strat. Alright, so if you're collapsed, you use your Helm of the Overlord and you take one of the Hell Bears. Because he's going to try and eat your creep, and it's going to buff the shit out of your Sven. He won't be able to help himself. He's going to be like, oh, there's the creep, I got to eat it. And then suddenly Sven, he's just going to tear you apart.
Dire's bottom tower
How much is it?
under
It's 50%, right?
It's, yeah, base attack damage of 50%, or you can do the other guy and get 100 attacks.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. So it's like...
Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
I mean, I think the attack speed's probably better with Sven, though, but I agree. That sounds awesome.
Well, and again, it's 50% base attack damage. Maybe it's not. Maybe the damage is better.
I mean, yeah, it's not. Oh my god, look at the potion. No! I got him.
Okay. That blink, though.
It was a good blink, but yeah, he was always gonna die. Poor guy. Oh, go eat that creep. Did you get him? Oh, no, blink on. He will gobble it up.
Munchy. 2 Midases, can you believe it?
I love that. It couldn't be done.
What is it with the golem? It's constantly golem. Every time I look at collapse, he's fun. Good item. Major.
Avalanche off cooldown. The Aegis, though. Can you blink out? No, the They get a little bit of retribution there for the earlier steal.
Prize.
Less than 1k gold lead at this point. I mean, even talk about Yato clearing camp a little bit, but hey, you know, Sneeko finding some space as well. Kind of last top of was, but now you have the levels on Mercy. You're actually okay at pushing out waves. You know, the levels kind of come at a point where you don't need them, unfortunately. Typically, you're getting like your sidekick earlier, so it can be more difficult to get that Blink Dagger up. But now that you have the levels, you got a little bit of space. Kind of getting items. Question is scaling. You know, you always are going to have the Enigma too. Good, but outside of that, I don't know. I get a little worried when I see the voices are getting towards like Aghanim and item. The defense rider comes out, it's really hard to deal with.
Right.
No, when you're forced to go Lincoln's on Spiral too.
Yeah, that is one of the kind of issues. They're actually going mass Lincoln. People we talked about in the series, they're going Lincoln on him and then also on Notice. It is a good answer against like the Curse, great answer against the floor as well. Like all this stuff is going to be good to set them up for the future. But like you say, you do have to wonder, like, these supports is good to scale so well.
They're so hard to deal with. Like, once they have these defensive items, it just becomes this game of pass control, and can you find the Wyvern in time? They've actually done an extremely good job so far from Bethany in the Wyvern, but it only takes that one fight where the opponent is set away, suddenly you Yeah, the thing about Lincoln's too, as you were saying, it reminds me a lot of like the old force staffs, where we used to have like 4 or 5 force staffs on a team, and there's it's like multiplicative, you know? It's just like every time you get another force staff, they're all that much better. It's the same thing with Lincoln. It's like harder and harder to use any of your spells. You pop one Lincoln, and then they instantly, the team they're so good at now, where if the guy with the Lincolns is like at the top, the other player on the team with Lincolns will instantly like shield them, and it just creates this really difficult use dynamic.
Yeah, and I mean the other issue too is that like, whereas in the last series that we watched, the T1 versus Fnatic, it was like pretty clear the kind of vision advantage. In this, it's sort of back and forth, like the Hawk versus the Stalker kind of dynamic that goes on.
Versus the Hawk.
Listen, 2.5 years ago or something, I was casting with Fogged, and we had this exact situation, and it continued the entire game. The Hawk versus the Hawk. And
the terrible time, what can I say?
Hawk is ready.
Yeah, the Hawk's got the dive bomb though, so the Hawk gotta watch it. Bottom ball!
Have a toss. Is there enough silence that long? Or afterwards, do they have enough? They have Nova as well. Nova is dead. Big win, big win, big win. They find it easy about going in for round 2, but the Hawk getting zoned out, getting chased, getting killed. Oh, wow, dude. Killed the Hawk. Put it in the Hawk. Killed the Hawk. The last minute with the Hawk. Dude, the shard. Yo, that's awesome.
Wow.
That made it all worth
245 magical damage. Damn. Oh, okay, classic zonage. That was so... I cannot believe he got that roar off on that beat.
Radiant's middle tower is under
That's
attack.
so good. Probably look at my
Radiant
goal.
structures
roared,
are
and it just
fortified.
Whew. That's the Dota I'm here for.
Radiant's middle tower is
Spirit, what
under
a
attack.
huge fight. And like you said, that roar, I mean, I guess he was saving it or something. I'm not sure. It looked like he had an opportunity to black hole there.
I'm not sure how many key targets were there. Plus, like, the Wyvern Curse was still up,
Right.
so it's, you know...
It's true. I mean, it's tough. It ended up working out in favor of Team Spirit. Man. Double BKB piercing disables, and then obviously having the supernova on top of all of that.
Alright, we gotta get a replay here as well. Oh, I was like, where is he? There he is. Yeah, so he could have got like Toronto Tokyo and him, potentially. And then, of course, Yadro just gets them on the single force that just absolutely eviscerate. So yeah, he definitely had a quality one lined up. Even if it forces out the curse, I mean, you'll take that, right?
True. Absolutely. Well, Team Spirit, they're looking for more. They have built themselves up now an 8k gold lead. Orb goes out, and they know that boom is up here. Laurel. Hawk scouts them. In trouble disposed, but the silence round 2 is there. Neko cannot save Moss away. There is nothing to follow this up. They find it out. Neko dead.
Right now, only
Radiant's
Notice
middle
is an
tower
option
is under
versus
attack.
the Egg Wizard. That's it. Anyone else who gets hit by... Oh, sorry. And as well as the Hawk, but... You know, oh my god.
Radiant's middle
It's
tower
completely
has
fallen apart.
fallen.
Through the last couple of minutes, Team Spirit's just completely taken over this game.
Egg's voice grade is so insane some games. Absolutely ridiculous. It's impossible to play against. It's itemizing with the Lincoln versus some stuff, and then you're hit by this voice grade. Multiple charges. So easy to teammates to follow up on them as well. They don't really have... I mean, what save works well versus that? You find like Lincoln as Marcy behind you or something and toss out, then you're just sacking that hero. And then you just get hit by the second charge. And now you're just...
I mean, yeah, and then like you need to get close to salvage it, and it makes such a difference when your support can't actually get those. Down bottom, Toronto Tokyo,
They're baiting
now.
this.
Yeah,
they keep me so early for this, but looks like the Hawk might value his life a little bit more than this gold.
playing going for the nullifier next as well, and that is an Aghanim Scepter done for the or a shard, sorry, given to the Sven. So undispellable passively grants armor of 7 to all his allies.
This is why support Sven.
I didn't know it gifted to the stream. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's neat. Whole little aura just hangs over you.
Well, top lane is next, and Bet Boom, I mean, everything has fallen apart over the last 8 minutes or so, and
Radiant's top
you
tower
look
is
at
under attack.
where they go from here on Bet Boom. I don't know what the heck they're going to do. They don't have the damage.
Radiant's top
They haven't
tower
found the
has
fight.
fallen.
Been
Dire's
always
bottom
near it.
tower is under attack.
And they pull over by the secret shop they find. Toronto Tokyo as the babies come in. Everybody runs away. Laurel does get the Lincolns out. The silence afterwards, and they bring them down in the duration of this. It doesn't look like it. So they buy themselves some time, Bethu. Everybody gets away.
Charles is barely clear there as pucks do. There's a ward here on notice. Okay, he's gonna go for the curse off the stun of the Boarhawk.
That's couple punch done. Maposka. Why would you do that to him?
Buyback last hole. Here we go.
They go. And it is so difficult. Foil down, fourth major, tosses one away, throws skip, let's get caught by it. Oh no, black hole is available, drop it down. It was there. Gets down again. That is a dive back for the Marcy. And things are falling.
I guess still had the assemble on his prep too, as you saw him pop it right there. And yeah, obviously he's what he gave before he died on notice, so doesn't really have that buyback play available, and just has to sit back and watch. And we'll see if they pick him Enigma next game, because I think that's what he's holding Black Hole for. It's been a while since we saw one.
There's one more. Just make it work for us. I know. No.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
50% God strength.
There's a refresher on this team. There it is. Yeah, get that board.
He ends up dying. But he is cool that, wow, all it took was that one fight where the Hawk killed the Hawk, and